What's going on, guys? My name is James Collects, and if you're finding me for the first time, I am both a nerdy collector and eBay reseller. This will be a quick video as to the roundup of charity shop runs that I've done throughout the week. Again, went to a charity shop pretty much every single day. Loads of bits are taken to CEX. It's not as good as it could have been. Well, I might as well start showing you. This cost me £6. Trading is about £16.80, I think, so just over doubling my money. There's a lot of titles in here that are like 10 pence each, but at this particular charity shop, DVDs are 50 pence each or they are 4 for £1. So it's either pay the 50 pence each or you get 4 for £1. So for the sake of reducing the price on a few, it's just easier to just buy others, to be fair. So in no particular order, or I could just leave it up here. So I'm going to read this backwards, so this could be fun. We have Inside Out, Penguins of Madagascar, Bolt, The Secret Life of Pets, Jungle Book, Aladdin, Peter Pan, the 7 mini movie collection. That's got the Lorax and Minions in and stuff. That is that The Fox and the Hound, Planes, Peter Pan. Ooh, what's that one? Oh, that's Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc. Oh, that's a Blu-ray. A Blu-ray? That's a steelbook of a Marilyn Monroe film. Ice Age 3. That is, I don't know, Split Second, Velocity, and Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. So yeah, it cost me £4. No, £6. £6. And it's worth about 16 quid in trading. It's about 2.5 times what I paid for the original bundle. And the Disney classics that you see there literally came in just as I paid for some other stuff. And yeah, they all came in, so that was fantastic. Oh, what else happened? Went to another charity shop, and there's like 3 or 4 charity shops all in this one particular spot. And I went to the one that I prefer, which is the cheapest one out of the lot. And he was quite busy. He was there on his own. They normally have at least one other person out in the back, but there was no one there. So I went to the second charity shop, which is, it's okay, it's not too bad. Taking no donations. They had a sign on the door, and they had like an A-frame stand outside as well. It's like, okay. And I literally just seeing people walking past, like, well, walking towards the shop, seeing that it's taking no donations, and then going back to the car. And then the one next door is doing it as well, accepting no donations. Now these two are bloody expensive. Oh god. Well, I say they're expensive. They seem to not know what they're doing in regards to pricing. I think it just depends on who's on when they're pricing it up. And they obviously have a manager who wants retail price for everything. So they're literally turning away stock because they might sell something for retail price rather than, which is what I would do personally if I was running a charity shop, is to slash the prices and get the stuff moving so you can have a nice quick turnaround. And there was a Lord of the Rings sealed board game, 20 quid. Who's going to buy a board? It wasn't even Lord of the Rings, it was something else. It might have been Game of Thrones actually. 20 quid. You know what the online price was? 20 quid. I just don't quite understand it. They seem more than happy to turn people away with, I mean, some of the stuff was amazing. I mean, I went back to the first charity shop and I said to him, I'll use a different name, let's call him Sebastian. I said, look, Seb, you're going to be busy. The other 2 shops are turning people away. And he was on his own for like the next hour. And I didn't have a job booked in for until I think about 11:30. So I offered to stay and give him a hand, just literally moving things out the back as people were bringing them in. Every 30 seconds, someone else was making a donation. So I was taking the clothes out the back, and a van turned up who was coming to pick up some clothes to take to a smaller branch. So I was literally just walking things backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, and donations were coming in. A Sony TV came in, 32-inch, bugger all with it, Sony Bravia, I think. Admittedly, I ended up buying it, which was obviously very nice for me. That's now living in the spare room. Yeah, bugger wrong with it. A little bit of dust, nothing. And the other charity shops turned them away because they were full. I bought that TV for 25 quid, in case you're wondering, and it is absolutely lovely. So that's going to go in the spare room with an Amazon Fire Stick, so that when the in-laws stay, they can actually like sit and watch a bit of telly and log into their own Netflix as well. Oh, I've just been chatting for like, what, 4.5 minutes, so I should probably stop. Right, next up, Moshlings dispenser. Paid £3.49. One recently sold on an auction for £10 plus postage. So what I'll probably do is stick this on auction again, but I will probably start it at maybe 17 including postage, and then just see what happens. I've done a few things like that now, sent things straight into auction and sort of put the price at similar to what I was going to put it on as buy it now, and things are just shifting far quicker, which is fantastic. So £3.50 paid, should be looking at around £10 profit on that, hopefully. We will paid £1 as part of a bundle of a load of stuff. Oh man, another story. I'm going to start talking again, I'm afraid. So another preferred charity shop of mine, actually the one where I got all the DVDs and games from, that was all from one shop. There was a delivery that had just come in, and there was a glass Exoterra Terrarium. Now, I own poison dart frogs, and I've got a relatively small glass cage, which is 30 by 40 by 40 again, I think. And these guys had one come in. It was dirty, needs a bit of a clean. There's like moss and algae everywhere. Exactly the same base, but it's 20 centimeters higher, which means that I can now clean it and then reset up. Now that I've got one that's already got all the frogs in, I can now take my time with this one, set up some sort of a water fountain, loads and loads of plants, get a light on it, let it start to grow first, and then switch everything over. So that was £10. Bearing in mind, they retail, I think the one that I've got retails at about 120. So I'd presume the one that's 20 centimeters taller is probably about 40 to 50 quid more than that. And I paid a tenner, and all it needs is, honestly, I'm not a wet wipe because you shouldn't really use chemicals, but it's just like tap water. And I've done a little bit of it already and it looks okay, but I think I'm going to put a solid glass top on to try and keep the humidity in. I'll probably end up maybe silicone into the vent at the bottom and then do something with the doors. I don't quite know yet, but yeah, I'm well happy with that. £10. Why people go to shops and buy stuff brand new, I've got absolutely no idea whatsoever. Go for Broke board game. Fairly confident it's going to be full. Came from one of the charity shops that tends to check everything. And if something is not full, they tend to put it out the back, and they will wait until they can get bits in to actually complete it, which I didn't know until this week. I'm hopefully actually getting a quite decent board game off them to sell on, and some electronic bits as well. Fingers crossed, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to promise anything. Zippy. This is, believe it or not, it's a bag. They're the straps, rainbow coloured, obviously, because he is from Rainbow. I don't quite know why you would want to put too much in this fellow, but the bag itself is like, it's down here, so there's my hand down there. Paid £1. Again, probably going to auction. I'm going to stick him, it doesn't smell that bad, there's a few markings on it. I think I might put it on a hand wash, because the weather's changed. It is absolutely beautiful outside. So I'll probably put it on a hand wash, let it dry over the weekend, and then next weekend I'll probably stick it on an auction, probably start it at 15 quid including postage, and then just see what happens from there, because hey, that's quite cool. World Book Day is in early March, I think, and I picked up this fellow for £2. It is Horrible Histories World War I medium. Only fits like ages 7 to 9, so unfortunately I won't fit in it, so I can't give you guys a demonstration. Brand new, it's never been out. You know what, I dare anyone to take something like this out of their package and get it anywhere close to looking like this when you put it back in. So this will be new other, because there was a hangy uppy bit and that has gone. I actually listed this already because there was a barcode there. I was literally in the car park of the charity shop and listed it straight away. Fantastic. Right then, so last items, actually bought from one of the expensive charity shops that I was waffling about earlier. You know what I mean? Their prices are all over the place. I can't quite work them out. They want £20 for a bloody board game that's sealed. I mean, yeah, it's sealed, but that's its retail price to a charity shop. Paid £1.50 a bag. Now this one is quite Marvel heavy. There's a couple of wrestling figures in there as well, but I'll probably sort them all out and then put them straight onto auction. Or actually, I could wait for Captain Marvel to come out. But there we've got Black Widow, we've got Ultron, we've got Falcon, Captain America in his Nomad. So I presume it's Civil War, because these look like movie ones rather than actual comic book ones. So what gives it away is the Ultron, because in the comics Ultron looked nothing like he did in the movie. So let's just get him out. Yeah, that's movie Ultron, 100%. So yeah, that was £1.50. There was only 2 bags of toys valued at that price that had anything in there that I thought was valuable. There was one with a couple of dinosaurs, but it was like really horrible cheap dinosaurs, similar to like the ones you would get in cereals when I was a kid, but obviously they don't do that anymore, so it's just a horrible cheap thing. And they were more recent as well. Picked up this bag of soldiers. It also has Vision inside it, and I think there's another Marvel character. There's an Iron Man in here, and then yeah, other just random army blokes. So there's a few weapons in the other bag, so what I'm going to do is div it all up properly, and yeah, stick it on an auction. Set a price where I'm happy to make whatever money can be made on it, and then just see what happens. Put it on a 7-day auction and let it run out, and yeah, go. But that is it. That is the whole of this week's charity shop runs done. Yeah, fingers crossed the weekend will be quite good, because I think we're due a good one. Last week was dire, so fingers crossed. Yeah, the one coming this Sunday is going to be a lot better. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will see you lovely lot in the next video. Good gaming and happy collecting. Adios.